Alright guys, this is the coaster review you all have been waiting for. This is my review of Lightning Rod at Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And let me tell you guys, after riding this coaster, I think I'm in love. This ride is truly unbelievable. But before we get into my thoughts on the ride, let's start with the stats. So this coaster technically sits at a height of 200 plus feet because it is a terrain coaster. It has a top speed of 73 miles per hour, has a drop of 165 feet, has a length of 3,800 feet of track, does not go upside down, has an angle of 73 degrees, and pulls 3.5 Gs during the experience. Let me tell you, when I said that I think I'm in love with this coaster, I really mean it. This coaster is so incredible. So before I got to the ride, I was kind of worried going in because I was thinking that it would break down because this ride is notorious for how much it breaks down, or at least from 2016. When this coaster operated in 2016, it broke down basically like all the time, and it kept doing that 2017, 2018. But for the 2 days I was at Dollywood, it didn't break down once, and I was able to get in 8 rides on Lightning Rod. And let me tell you, every time that I rode Lightning Rod, I just felt like it just got better and better each time that I rode it. It just felt so aggressive, it was so intense, and it's awesome. Like, the airtime on this thing is so insane. Like, some of the, probably the best airtime I've experienced. This tie was Skyrush for best airtime. Like, the airtime is that strong, I'm dead serious. And I said earlier that it's just as strong as Skyrush, and that's saying something. The airtime on this thing is unreal. And also, this was my first RMC, so it was nice getting to ride nice having this as my first RMC. And literally, it was just an awesome ride. Now, there are some flaws of this coaster. Well, not really flaws, like, it's mainly with the smoothness. While I didn't think it was a really rough ride, I will admit I did find it to be a bit bumpy in the back. It wasn't kind of the roughness where it got unbearable, but it was just something that I noticed. I rode one of the rides I rode was up front, and I found it to be a lot smoother up front. Now, which seat did I prefer, back or the front? Of the two, I think I preferred the back, even though it was rougher, but the front was still incredible. I mean, this coaster is incredible no matter where you sit. I mean, it still was a smooth ride. Like I said earlier, it's not the roughness where it was like unbearable, like Mystery Mine, but it was just something that I noticed. But the coaster, like, it doesn't really even take away from it that much. Also, never got to ride Lightning Rod without the trims, or the controversial trims. This coaster used to launch a lot more fast, so the airtime at the top of the hill would get some incredible ejector, which I still got some pretty fantastic ejector from the top, but I heard it was a lot more aggressive then, so if I rode Lightning Rod then, oh my gosh, I would even be more blown away now. But for what I rode, for what I had, it was still absolutely incredible. But yeah, Lightning Rod, it was just all around like probably the single greatest coasters I've done. I had some high expectations for this coaster, and it still kind of exceeded my expectations, I must say. And even then, I was a little worried going in because I felt like I would be disappointed with some of the airtime, especially at the top of the launch. I still wasn't disappointed in the slightest. So let's get into the experience. So you enter the area, and it's kind of themed. This ride's like the entrance is kind of themed to like a gas station. Like, you know, it's kind of a cool theme though. I like the '60s theme. The whole area is themed pretty well. I mean, it's Dollywood. What do you expect? I was surprised by how well Dollywood themes their rides. I thought it was incredible. So then you enter the ride, and you walk up and you check out some of these cars, like especially this Lightning Rod car, which I thought was really cool. That car definitely looked awesome. Definitely looked like the '60s hot rod. And then, of course, you've got a bunch of other great details of like hot rods and stuff, which is pretty awesome. Then you get into the station, and I thought the restraints were pretty good. I mean, I heard that from when I rode the coaster, like, the airtime was so strong that it kind of bruised my thighs a little because it had, like, leg rests, which, I mean, it's my first RMC, so I wasn't really used to it. But, I mean, it didn't bother me, though. I mean, I've done Skyrush, so, yeah. But, yeah, I thought the restraints were pretty good. The car was really well themed, so I'm a big fan of the theming of the car. So yeah, so you get down. I didn't expect it to have a seatbelt as well, but yeah, you pull down your lap bar, and then you move out of the station. You make a right turn, and this is where all the anticipation begins because you are just ready for one of the best experiences of your life. So then afterwards, you just launch up, and you go up that huge spike. And let me tell you, that launch is so aggressive. Like, the way you pull through that launch, oh my gosh. Like, it just, every time that I rode this coaster, the launch, I just felt like got more and more intense throughout the day. Like, both days, I felt like it just got more and more intense, which is absolutely incredible. What I've described Lightning Rod as is a more aggressive wooden version of the Incredible Hulk at Alan's Adventure. Yes, it was using a little GP knowledge. But yeah, the launch was absolutely incredible. I absolutely love the launch on Lightning Rod. One of my favorite launches on a coaster. Not my favorite. I think Storm Runner Hershey Park still has my favorite launch on a coaster, but this is definitely up there. Like, when we were launching up that lift hill on my first ride, I was just in total awe because I'm like, yes, I got on Lightning Rod because of the amount of time that it breaks down. But yeah, so you launch up and then you get to the top of the spike, and like I said earlier, at the top of the spike you used to get some insane ejector, and you still got some pretty incredible ejector at the top. But I never rode it when it was like that. But from when I rode the top of the spike or the top of the lift or the launch still had some pretty incredible airtime. So then you go through that, and then you go through a little pop of, like a little hill or something where you get a good pop of ejector, and then you drop down. And let me tell you, this drop is so awesome. You just are flying through this drop like with so much speed, and literally it feels even bigger because it's using the terrain to its advantage. So yeah, it's a great drop. Now the bottom of the drop, if you're in the back, it is kind of rough, but like I said earlier, it's not the smoothest coaster that I've done. But yeah, but the drop is absolutely incredible. So then afterwards you go through this little wave turn. And let me tell you, this element was a big surprise. You get some pretty astonishing floater air on this thing. The airtime through this element is just insurmountable. Like literally, like it was some really cool sideways airtime. It was an element that just caught me off guard. So yeah, that was a great element. Then you go through a little right turn, and then through a little like left sideways turn, which was pretty awesome. That element I felt like just got a lot way better. Like that one also caught me off guard. So afterwards, go through one of my favorite parts of the ride, which is this little airtime hill where you're like tilted to the left. I don't know how to describe it. It's an incredible element. I would literally in the back row. The airtime was just crazy, especially if you're in the right seat. Ugh, that airtime is so good. So then afterwards you go through a little pop of air, and then you go into what is my favorite part of the ride, the quad down. Let me tell you, this element was so insane. Oh my gosh. And every time that I rode it, it just got so much more aggressive. Like, the airtime throughout this element, it just felt like it got stronger and stronger and stronger. Like it just felt like I was gonna actually fly out. It was that crazy. And also because it uses the terrain, it allows it to be even bigger, which is so cool. Literally that element is what got me to fall in love with this coaster. And literally this element just left me speechless. Like, as of right now, it's probably my favorite element on a roller coaster. I am dead serious. It is that crazy and that good. So yeah, so you go through that quad down, then afterwards you go through another pop of air, which is super aggressive, and this is where your foe is taken. So then after you go through a little right turn, which is very intense. You pull some good G-force there, and then you go into this one last airtime hill, which if you're in the back, oh my gosh. Like, some of the rides I had Lightning Rod, the airtime in this just felt insane. Well, it felt insane no matter what. Like, even when it wasn't, like, that heated up, it was still absolutely insane. So yeah, but you can feel the negative G's on this one as well. So afterwards, you go into the brake run, and as you're going into the brake run, you just have this smile on your face, and it is just an incredible ride. Like, you're just like, wow, what just happened? That was incredible. That was me when I got off. I'm like, Oh my gosh, what just happened? That was literally me after my first ride on Lightning Rod. And literally I just wanted to get back in line and ride it more and more. Because this coaster is truly incredible. So overall, what do I think of Lightning Rod? Oh, oh my gosh, like, this coaster, is so incredible. As of right now, it is my favorite roller coaster that I've done. So what am I going to give Lightning Rod? I've already said it once, I'll say it again. This coaster is easily getting a 10 out of 10 without a doubt. This thing, yes, it's not the longest ride in the world, which I forgot to mention that it is kind of a short ride, but for what it packs in is so incredible. I don't think they could have done a better job with Lightning Rod. Yes, maybe make it a bit smoother, but it doesn't really matter. This coaster is so incredible. Like, even with its slower launch, it is still, like, just an incredible roller coaster, and I love Lightning Rod so much. Truly my favorite coaster as of right now. And like I said earlier, it could change because, I'll be riding in 305 later this year, but that's for another time, so yeah, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment down below what are your thoughts on Lightning Rod. Did you get to ride it without the trims or with the launch of full force? I want to know the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more reviews in the future. Also, don't forget to check out Theme Park Guy Productions on Instagram for more updates and content. I'll see you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.